It's time for another section hike of the Appalachian Trail. My daughter and I will be backpacking in the Shenandoah National Forest for 9 days. At 4:45 a.m., my husband drove us to the airport. This is the first time flying with gear. I was so nervous that it would get lost or damaged. We checked our suitcase and boarded the flight to DC at 6:30 a.m. Our backpacks went with us as carry-ons. We landed in DC at 9:30 a.m. and headed straight to baggage claim. Our luggage made it, but it was beat up and had split open. Surprisingly, nothing was missing. We rented a car and drove to Front Royal. We moved all of our gear into our packs, dropped off the empty suitcase at a B&B where we would end, and drove south on Skyline Drive through the park. For lunch, we stopped at the Elk Wallow Wayside. I got grilled cheese and their famous blackberry milkshake. On the drive through, we saw 5 deer, a turkey, a rabbit, and a chipmunk. We turned in the rental car and stayed the night with my cousin Amanda in Waynesboro. The next day, her husband Lee drove us to Rockfish Gap on Skyline Drive. That's where the AT begins if you are going north through the Shenandoahs. The AT runs for 101 miles through the park. To do backcountry camping like we are requires a permit that costs $15. Lee took one last picture before we headed off into the wilderness for 9 days. To get to trail from Rockfish Gap, we had to walk across I-64. It was very loud and so windy that my hat blew off. The trail is just around the corner.
Hello, it's day 1 in the Shenandoahs. We are going 7.7 miles to Calf Mountain Shelter. It's only 1,000 feet of elevation gain and loss, so not too bad. What do you think so far?
It's pretty easy. Not too bad yet.
We had a little bit of a climb out of Rockfish Gap, and it's very windy. It's 30-mile-per-hour gusts. The high today is 68, and the low tonight is 44. So we went to Walmart last night and picked up some pants. It's supposed to be 50, yeah. 50 we can handle in our quilts, but anyway, we're about a mile in. We're gonna keep going. We just started and came across these May apples, and they have this little flower on the bottom. Just one little bud. We're a mile and a half in, and there's not supposed to be any water until the hut tonight, the shelter. But it's rained a lot, and we've got this water source. You can see what someone did up there. They put a leaf in so you can collect water easier. We've been passing these pretty flowers. These are the flowers from the tulip flower tree. I saw the leaves further back, but I don't see them here. They're very pretty. Well, it's kind of flat. I wanted to say that snakes are out. Lots of bears here. Snakes would be diamondback rattlers and copperhead. So I am looking at the ground, watching for those, trying not to trip, looking on the sides for bears and straight ahead for bears. Trying not to slip in the mud. There's a lot happening, and I want to keep looking at the flowers and the leaves. Anyway, we are About 2 miles in. That's where we were, up there. We just hit 2.2 miles. So I am now in my groove. On every walk, run, hike that I do ever, 2 miles, the first 2 miles is awful. It's so hard no matter the terrain. But after 2, something happens and I feel like I can go 5. And then after 5, I can go 8 and so on. But we are there. Right now we're looking for a spot to have lunch. But within these first 2 miles on the sides of the trail, right along here, we have seen poison ivy, poison sumac, and poison oak. All 3 already. So I don't want to sit too close to those. We can't find a good spot that's clear of that. But we're gonna keep looking. We just went down a big hill. We're coming into McCormick Gap. It's the first of many times we will cross Skyline Drive. And the first one of these I have ever done. See the white blaze? We get to climb over this. Yay! Okay, Kylie just schooled me. She said, where do we go? I said, we go up that. And then she looked to the side and went around the tree. Thanks, babe. Yeah, I would have done that. We are at the top of the mountain after Carver Gap, where the communication towers are, and I can already hear the tower. Well, you can kind of see it through the trees. There's Kylie up there. But we've gone 4.3 miles, so we have 3 more to go, and our pace is about 1.5 miles an hour. So poor Kylie, her back's hurting. I told her in 2 hours she can take it off, put on her night clothes, and lay down. I don't think I mentioned our pack weight. So hers, without food and water, is 14. Mine is 16. With food and water, hers is 22, and mine is 32 or 34. It doesn't sound too bad, but it is. It is on day 1, and I told her it'll only get better, but first day is hard. Here it is. Double blaze means you're basically going straight, but there's something ahead. Beware. Oh my gosh, I've seen these in so many videos. Oh, the colored seats. You have to go sit in one. I did not know these were here. Oh, that is so cool. I bet she picks the green one. It's her favorite color. Oh, she's going for red. Oh no, she's been wanting a pack break. I guess she got it. She doesn't know they spin. Oh, they just rock, yeah. Break time.
Break time. And so, but it was just so weird. She changed it. And like anyway, but she has 2 other albums she hasn't re-released. So, we don't know if we're going to get those 2 versions. But yesterday was Swiftie Independence Day.
That's funny. And now she can sell all her old music
Yeah.
and her new.
And she owns it.
Wow. We just got down to Beagle Gap. We're about to walk through that beautiful grass into that parking lot where I think there's a porta potty, at least in prior videos I've seen. Oh, you can see someone walking where we're going. Oh, you know what? That is Tree Hugger. We met her when we stopped for lunch. She's from Louisiana, but lives in Alaska right now. We're leaving Beagle Gap, and we did use the porta potty, so it was nice. They had actual toilet paper. But up there you can see the towers where we just were. That is so neat. And, oh, look, you can see the other tower to the right. That was the first one we came to right there. We were just there. We made it to the Calf Mountain Hut. The privy's down there. This is the shelter. Kylie and I are set up to the left there. There's one through hiker on the right. Getting ready to eat dinner. There are two hikers down the path that we got here on. One of them's a through hiker. I know, I talked to him, and there's one right there. And then there's a female through hiker here. We were gonna set up our tent up on the hill behind her, but I think since tonight's 30-mile-an-hour winds and 44, we're gonna sleep inside here.
For dinner, we had cold-soaked couscous with tuna, mac and cheese, snacks, and dessert. I've never used a bear pole before. It is really difficult for short people. My food bag weighed 14 pounds, and that pole was unnecessarily heavy.
Oh my God.